Hello, Austin Hylian here. I wanted to do another unboxing. This one a bit different. Um, Obviously, I'm in love with Zelda. I love those games so much. And I did an unboxing of Twilight Princess HD, Ocarina of Time, and A Link to the Past. But this game is very important to me, and it's one of my favorite games. And I know that it's not considered good, but there is a lot of memories with this game, and I thought it'd be a lot of fun to kind of share that with you guys and do an unboxing of it. I got this a few months ago, complete inbox. I was at a local game store, and I haven't played this in years. I saw it, and I I got pretty emotional in the game store, and I decided I needed to get this. It's not an amazing game. It's not like 10 out of 10. I know it's like people consider it like a 6. It unfortunately is unfinished. It not in the sense like it's a broken game. You can tell it was rushed. It is the Nintendo 64's first RPG on the console. This came out in 1998, I believe, and I feel like it didn't really get a fair shot. I feel like it is underrated. I don't want people going into this thinking that it's a masterpiece. It's not, but I have a very strong love for this game, and I will explain why. And while I do that, I'm going to do the unboxing. Main character is Brian, and the whole story is your dad goes missing, and the Book of Eltale goes missing as well, because he goes to search for it, and if it falls in the wrong hands, it could cause the end of the world, basically. So your journey, your quest, is to go find him and find that book and bring it back to the monastery where you're from. And I believe in other countries it's known as Holy Magic Century and Eltale Tales or something. I could be mistaken. I really love these Nintendo 64 boxes because on the edges it matches the colors of the logo, which I think is really cool. So the story with this for me is I was 4 when this came out, and we went to a local game store, which is no longer around, unfortunately, called Cartmart, and we got our first Nintendo 64, and this is the first game we got for it. And this blew my mind, because this is the first 3D game I have ever played. And that's why it's so special, is it blew my mind back then, because I grew up with the NES. That was the first console I ever had, and then the Super Nintendo. And to see games in fully 3D, that was huge for me back then. That was huge for everyone. And this was the game that introduced me to 3D and the Nintendo 64. So I have a fondness and love for this game. The music, every time I hear the music, it just makes my heart cry, if that makes sense. It's very nostalgic. The music is just, it's fantastic. I have not finished this game yet. I will get around to it at some point, just to kind of, have closure on it, not in like a bad way, but this is a game that has been a big part of my life, and I'd like to finish it. So, on the case, and this is why I never finished it, memory cards. So, growing up, most games either did not save, like the first 3 Mario games, or they saved to the cartridge, like Zelda and games like that. So, memory cards were still kind of new to me and my family. So, we didn't realize you needed a separate memory card to plug into the back of the controller to actually save your game. So I have played the beginning of this game up to the forest and a little past that multiple times. So that's why I never finished this game, because I didn't have the hardware to do so. But now I'm ready to eventually finish it, do a full playthrough, and I'm sure it'll be an emotional time. So let's see. I guess it's not complete in box. I guess I'm missing some inserts. But the manual, that's the big one. So as you can tell, it looks kind of generic, but I think that's why I love it. And then when you open it like that, bam, it's the case, like it's the front cover. Quest 64. They did end up making 2 more of these games, but they failed spectacularly. So this is a franchise that pretty much died on its way in, which is unfortunate because there was potential there. Like, there are good things about this game that I feel like are overlooked because... Alright, maybe not. I don't know what's up with Brian's face there. But here is some of the lore. And it has a really cool, like, battle system as well, because it kind of reminds me of Parasite Eve a little bit, where it's like you have like a grid, kind of, not a grid, but like a hexagon kind of thing that you have to kind of move around and maneuver in, and then you have different abilities. So it's really cool. The earth and the water elements are completely broken, so if you're doing a playthrough of this game, just upgrade those and you'll be fine. At least in the not the walkthroughs, but like playthroughs I've seen on YouTube. So yeah, it's a pretty charming game. It's no Ocarina of Time, it's no Mario 64, it's no Final Fantasy 7, but it's one of those things like you'll have to kind of play to kind of get what I'm throwing down. Like, there's potential. Like, there was just... This game just... It deserved more. I feel like it was just rushed. There's no currency system, so when you go into shops, they just give you stuff. They just give you, like, oh, here's a healing item. So, there's just weird things like that. It's very linear. When you're going down, like, a path, you can tell that there was supposed to be something there, like a building or something, but they just didn't have time. So you're going through like empty plains, empty like caves, unfortunately. It's straight shot from point A to point B, and it's a shame. There's the Avenged Sevenfold logo. I don't think they got it from this, but... And this is the manual. Pretty detailed, like usual for this era. And yeah, here's just a little, yeah, if you win or you lose, this is what happens, which I feel like is pretty obvious. Quest 64 notes. There's the official guide for an insanely easy, straightforward game. Yeah, these controllers weren't the best, any third-party controllers, but that's a sick ad, though. Some other games, which might be considered better. Wow, Rugrats. Sick. Alright, so that is an unboxing of Quest 64. Far from the greatest game ever made. But 4-year-old me absolutely loved this game. I see the flaws, and I still love the game. I still respect it for what it was trying to do, and unfortunately it had a lot of hype. You can read it in magazines from the mid to late 90s, like the hype for this game, for being the first RPG on the Nintendo 64 and releasing like a year or two later after Final Fantasy VII, which is considered one of the greatest games of all time. This game fortunately had a lot going against it, but I still recommend giving it a shot. Unfortunately, the only legit way to play this is on the cartridge, on an original Nintendo 64. I'm sure there's other ways, wink wink, nudge nudge, you can play this game, but I say it's worth a shot. It's not like a 3 out of 10, it's like a 6, maybe 7 tops. Maybe that's being generous. But yeah, this is my start into 3D kind of adventure games, and then came out the same year as Ocarina of Time, and that blew this out of the water, obviously. But yeah, what are your thoughts on Quest 64? Did you play it? Did you like it? If you like this video, I'm going to give the plug like I'm supposed to, I suppose. Like the video, subscribe, comment, share this with anyone. But yeah, thank you for joining me in this. This means a lot to me, and I hope you enjoy my content. And I will catch you later.